Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Rick's Tech Pub on what is today? It's Thursday already, the 17th. It is about 59 degrees here, but it is cloudy. And we are supposed to get some rain. Well, actually, right now it's supposed to be raining. And my Zoom, or my chat, is not showing up again. Give me a second, guys. Chat. Nah, there you are. Don't know why that's been disappearing on me lately. Just decided not to show up. Oh, and I noticed my profile is untitled, scenes untitled. Because when I put all my live streams in my videos folder are untitled for some reason. I thought it would take the title that I made from wherever, but apparently it didn't do that, so I need to find a way of adding a title to this so that when I save it to my videos folder, it'll have a name to it instead of nothing. But I don't see a way of doing that. Maybe I'm just missing it. I'm sure I'm just missing it. But there's got to be a way. The profile is blocked out. I don't understand that. And see, it's untitled. No way of adding a title to this. Yeah. We're kind of under the same conditions. Okay, man, we've let's see, just see, there it goes. It goes to a small. Oh, this thing confuses me. I don't know what it just did and why it just did what it did, but how do I change that? Interesting. Way of changing that. No, I don't want you to close. Close the chat again. Chat back where it belongs. That's weird. Worked yesterday, or worked on Tuesday when I did. Okay, there we go. Thought I was not going to be able to get it back, and finally I got it back. But, yeah, I don't got any news or anything except for Microsoft was finally asked from this guy that I follow on YouTube. Microsoft was finally asked if there is a reason that we need to move to Windows 11. If there's actually a real need for us to go to Windows 11. Would you be surprised if I told you that Microsoft said they don't know? I wasn't when I heard the guy say that. It's that Windows Computer and Technology channel. He had a video up today that Microsoft was asked, what's the urgency? What's the need? Is there something in Windows 11 that we don't have in 10 that we have to go to Windows 11 to use? And Microsoft said no. So is there really a reason we have to move to 11? No, not really. I guess the conversation ended after that, and I guess they didn't go any further, but That is the news from Microsoft themselves. Is they are saying we don't have a reason for you to go to Windows 11. We would just like you to. Um, it's a little bit concerning to me that Microsoft has no idea or no reasoning at all to be pushing us into Windows 11. What I can tell you is that it's probably marketing. That's probably the part that they left out is the marketing. There's this group at Microsoft that tells Microsoft, you've got this OS for so long, and then during half that OS's life, you're going to build another OS. They're going to have people jump to that, and it's all for money, marketing. It's how they make. But Microsoft itself really has no reason to have us going to Windows 11 because they were directly asked, is there a reason we have to go to Windows 11? No. Is there something better than Windows 11 than 10? No. Then why do we have to move to Windows 11? We don't know. We would just like you to. That's a head scratcher. I don't understand why Microsoft would actually admit that, but they did. They were asked if there was a reason why we have to go to Windows 11, and Microsoft didn't have an answer. They just kept saying, "I don't know." No, there's really no reason to move to Windows 11. So my conclusion to all of that is just it's marketing. Marketing is telling them you've got this for so long, and just to keep things going, they have to come up with an operating ever so long. Then Microsoft is changing everything. Like I was talking about last week, what they're gonna start doing with the start menu. They keep changing things. It's a little bit ridiculous if you ask me. And then that's what everybody's starting to tell them. Leave the start menu alone. It's fine the way it is. But no. Microsoft, for some reason, keeps toying with it. And, hey, Wintermute. So, if anybody else has got a different opinion than mine, which probably ain't worth 2 cents, then go ahead and say it. But I don't know. I just, yeah, and then Brytech had a video on today as why this is the reason why everybody hates Windows 11. I haven't watched that one yet, and I'm probably not going to. I'm not into really taking Brytech's advice anymore nowadays. I really don't know why. I don't know. It's not really anything personal against him. It's just he's in some ways I can understand why. I mean, he's frustrated just like everybody else is. This is the shenanigans of Windows, of what Windows is doing. Microsoft, they can't leave well enough alone, and that's kind of my whole issue is they have something set in a certain way, but then they go and change it, and it's the same true with the Windows updates. To fix one thing, it seems like they got to break something else. Now they've got that new, what the hell is it? InuPub folder in your C drive that last week's, I think the last Tuesday's update, put that InuPub folder in your root of your C drive. And just go to your, I don't know how you do that. You go to your C drive, then I don't know. I'd have to re-examine how he got there, but oh yeah, you go to your program 60 or program or X64 or whatever, and all your programs are in there. You'll just find this InuPub or InuPub or something. I have to look back at it again. These names they come out with nowadays, I can't pronounce. But there's a folder in there that you can delete if you want to. Let me look that up for you. It's bothering me. I want to know what the hell I'm talking about, and right now I'm kind of failing at that. Yes, it's fine. I don't need it right now. Sure. There we go with YouTube. I don't know why it does what it's doing, but whatever. Oh. I suppose it's not going to do that because I'm on a long. Yeah, I guess. Where is it? And Gamers Nexus has got to show. Yeah, why does Microsoft make things so difficult? That's the one I haven't watched yet. Well, I don't know if I'd call it making difficult. They just won't leave things alone. What the hell? Where is that video that I saw earlier with that InUpub ID? And I can't pronounce it. No, I can't find it. Oh yeah, and Windows 24H2 will soon get a clock on top of the case. Yeah, we've talked about that already, and I kind of got snapped at for mentioning it, so I won't talk about that again. But they're doing something again to this. I don't know, they're constantly changing things, and I really just kind of wish they'd leave it alone. Where the they're always adding blockers, and they've removed another blocker. I can get it to show up like it's supposed to. They removed the blocker with a third-party wallpaper and customization tools update. What? 6-month blocker removed for third-party wallpaper and customization tools update. Well, now, if they don't make that any more confusing than what it is, whatever. Yeah, there's just a bunch of things it's just not anything really this. I guess one of those updates had an error in it, so Windows Computer and Technologies got a video on how to remove that, or the KB5057589 installs errors. Use tools to hide the update. Well, you don't have to have tools. You just click on it and hide update. It won't hide it for long. You'll be doing that in about a half hour later because it'll come right back, and you just right click it, hide update, and then a half hour, an hour later, hide update. It keeps coming back, so you have to keep re-hiding it. And I guess now they're coming out with a tool to completely or somewhat hide it. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with that, Wintermute, but it needs a lot of work, but they just need. I think they just need to quit messing with it. Stick to the basics, and that's it. I don't know why everybody wants the start menu to do all this kind of fancy thing when I remember what Windows 7 start menu was. It was pretty plain. Didn't do a lot. I don't know. That's just how I think of it. If they want people to use Windows and have it ease of use, quit messing with the start menu. That's all I think. Just quit messing with things and things will be fine, but they haven't got that through their head yet. But that's how I think. I think they should just quit effing with it. The start menu was fine, but now they've completely screwed things up in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. I gotta go back up to docs and re-enable my chat again because it keeps No, I don't know. Like I said, I ain't got much today. I got a few Microsoft news and a few, but yeah, that whole thing with Microsoft not knowing really why we need to go to Windows 11, that doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. Well, there's a lot of things that Microsoft doesn't know, and I'm not surprised. They're just doing things to do things just because they know they're getting money, or whatever the reason is. I don't know, but they don't know the reasons as to why they're doing it. Then why keep doing it? If they don't know why we're having to move to Windows 11, then I don't know. Sounds kind of ridiculous to me, but that's just my opinion. Yes, there you go, Wintermute. That's the one. Microsoft says not to delete that whatever you call it. I know people that have, and they haven't had any bad results, but Microsoft is recommending you don't delete it. Take it as for what you will. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not even going to go investigate it. I'm just going to... It's there. It's there. I'm not going to go into my C drive, look for that name that you just mentioned, and delete it. I don't know what good that would do me. Probably wouldn't do me any good at all, so... If I pretend it's not there, it's not going to bother me. I'm not going to bother it. Just going to leave it alone. Besides, Microsoft recommends not deleting it, so I'm going to leave it alone. I'm sure someday they'll do something with it if they decide to. One of these days, it'll just disappear. At least that's what I hope happens. I hope it just disappears. From what I'm hearing, it showed up in last Tuesday's update. When they did their Patch Tuesday update, or whatever you call it. Somehow that got snuck into it. And in iNetPub, or whatever you call it, they shoved that in there for some reason, and they said just let it sit there. They'll do something with it eventually. And so that sounds like a good idea. I'll just leave it alone. So that is at almost 20 after. That's all I've got. I'm just going to keep going around the same tree, so I think I'm just going to shut up. People don't like me repeating myself. Didn't you just say that 5 minutes ago? Yeah, I did, but... Yeah, I kind of wish it was sunny out, and... I mean, the weather isn't too bad. I mean, it's just... I don't know, it's a tad bit chilly. It's not too terribly bad. It's not to the point where I'm shivering to death, but... At 50... forget what our temperature is at. Yeah, 58. And now they say it isn't raining. It was supposed to rain all day today, and we haven't gotten a drop of rain. Which is good, because I don't have any work yet to do today, and hopefully I don't get called. Well, my mom, actually, I need to tell you this. My mom called about 12:30, just when I was wanting to go out and get lunch. She calls. Apparently, my doctor in the city called her because he couldn't get a hold of me because I always have my phone on Do Not Disturb. Which, oh my God, you're telling me she's called again? Why? Yeah, she did. She called. What can I... But anyway, my doctor in the cities would like me to cut back on hours. I mean, I've got a team of people down at the Fairview that I got a team of five doctors, a couple nurses, and I guess they had a meeting, and I guess my name got mentioned, and they talk about my four herniated discs in my shoulder and my neck problems. They said the job I'm doing really isn't doing me any good. They said they'd like to see me cut back quite a bit. I mean, more than I'd like to, but my mom and I talked and said, well, you're going to have to do something because eventually you're going to have back surgery because all those bending and, well, any human being does bending and twisting and whatever. It's just normal back stuff. And they said, yeah, but you're crawling under desks and doing things that you really shouldn't, and you're picking things up you really shouldn't. I guess I have a back weight limit of like 15 pounds. Can't live while I'm picking up more than 15 pounds. I'm picking up more than a couple 100 pounds. You know, and taking it downstairs, or 150 pounds and carrying it upstairs. And I'm not really supposed to be doing that. But hey, you know, if they won't do it, I've got to. They say the box is there. It's about, you know, 100 pound, 110 pound box, and it's just sitting there. It needs to go upstairs, but we're not going to touch it. Like, well, if you're not going to touch it, that means I have. Fine. I pick it up painfully, and I very slowly get up the 26 steps. There's 26 steps up to the next floor. 26, 27, I lost count, but I get halfway up there and I have to put the box down, and my back's hurting. I'm like, I shouldn't have done this. So I wait a couple of minutes, pick the box back up very painfully, and go up another 11 steps. I'm like, oh my God. Get to the top of the 11 steps, drop the box again. It's like, ouch, it's just starting to hurt. Then I sit there for another minute or two. I pick the box back up, and then meanwhile, all the ladies downstairs are looking up at me. It's like, are you going to make it? It's like, yeah, I'm going to make it. I'm just got to take my time. Back doesn't cooperate so much anymore. No. But they want me to, I don't know, I guess, I don't know. I don't know, we got things to work out. She's wanting me to go down to like twice a week instead of every day. My doctor would actually have me not do it at all. He said I'd rather him go on full retirement and just sit in the couch all day and watch TV. Well, I can't do that because then my back will lock up. But he doesn't want me working as much as I am, which now my mom's trying to convince me, how about once a week for like 3 or 4 hours? Like, I can't do that. I'm sitting there Tuesday through Friday or whenever, sitting here and doing nothing. I can't just sit here and do nothing. She said you're going to have to start getting used to it. Your back isn't going to start allowing you to do what you want to do. Well, that's just too damn bad. You know, money is not really an issue, but it kind of is. She says I got enough to live on for a while. And as long as I don't spend anything, which I haven't been because they completely blocked that off. And the money in my accounts has been going up substantially. Because they just said money can go in, money's not coming out. So that reminds me, I need to cancel my Amazon account. She asked me about that too because she looked into it. So guys, I still see you have your Prime open on your Amazon account. She said you need to close that. Yeah, but then I can't order anything from Amazon. If I do, it'll take forever. Well, so what? She said I wouldn't let you order anything from Amazon anyhow. Things are getting too expensive. And you need to save your money, not spend it. She doesn't care what the rest of the world is doing. She cares about what I'm doing. She says, you're not spending the money anymore. It's just not going to happen. You get your food, clothing, shelter. That's it. Okay. So, I don't know. I guess I can go to online help, which I really don't like doing because it's not going to get me anything. But yeah, I kind of had a feeling the subject would come up eventually, that my doctor would call my mom and say that they had a meeting with the 10, 14 people, and my name got brought up, and they all took extra, or not 14, it's my team of 5 people. You know, 2 doctors, oh, it's 4 people, 2 doctors, 2 nurses. I don't know how they've got it. It's either 3 doctors, 1 nurse, or 2 and 2. 2 doctors and 2 nurses. Because when I get there, and I'm going down there on the 14th of May, this next month, the first person that checks me in is one of the nurses. Takes my blood pressure, takes my temp, takes everything, and then you guys know the routine of what nurses do. Then they sit you down, then I see my other nurse who asks me a whole bunch of other different questions. They say, okay, the doctor will be in to see you in a minute. Like, which one? Jewison. Okay, well, so it's usually Jewison and his sidekick, I call him, his trainee or whatever. It's kind of, we're just going to go down there and view what he wants to do. If he wants to do another injection, or if he wants to do the neck, wants to do the back. I have no idea how he wants to do this. So it'll be kind of interesting. I guess one of the doctors at the Fairview looked at my x-rays and said that in his opinion, I'm not healing as well as I actually could be, because I'm doing all the bending and twisting and rolling over and backflips or whatever. When I'm at the offices and doing things, you see some of the crazy things. Like I was telling you, Tuesday, I have to get between a wall and the back of a desk, and I have to turn myself sideways and slowly slide my way to the other side of the desk. Somehow drop down, pick something up like a wire that I have to wire in through the desk. Somehow stand back up in between the desk and the wall, which is only maybe that much. There's not much room. I have to pull in my gut, which I've noticed I'm starting to really get a big gut on me. And I have to just hold my breath for like 30 seconds, and I have to scoot myself to the other side of the desk just to grab a wire and put it back where it's supposed to be, and then kind of slide back out and resume breathing again. And it's doing that kind of stuff that's getting me into trouble. When I slid down without bending my back, it was the straightening back up, and my bottom part of my back bit me. I didn't tell the ladies on the other side of the room that it hurt. They'll say, well, maybe you shouldn't be doing that if it's hurting you. So I just kept my mouth shut, and I quietly said, ouch. It hurt trying to get from keeping your back straight, but then bending your knees. That's hard. And then not have your knees hit the desk, and that's the whole. So I just ended up leaning over, picking up the wire, and oh god, that hurt. The bending and twisting is where I'm having problems, and the more I do it, the more painful it gets. And that's one of the things they had noted. And Jewison told my mom, he said, all this bending and twisting and doing whatever he's doing, he's actually starting to do more damage, which is why we've had to do that same, in between the vertebrae. They've had to do that injection in that one vertebrae twice now. Because the second one the first one didn't stick. The second one wore off sooner than it's supposed to, but. So that's kind of what we're doing. So we're just going to go down there, and I think he's just going to point blank tell me if I want to keep getting his help, that I'm going to have to just do something easier. I mean, I can't be lifting up computer towers anymore, but what he doesn't know isn't going to hurt him. But he does know, because when he looks at my back x-rays, looks at that 4 herniated discs, and he sees these 2 are deteriorating more than the middle one or whichever, he knows I'm doing something I shouldn't. And he told me that last time I was down there. He said, see this area here and see this down here? This is telling me you're more active than what you should be. Well, yeah, I'm not going to sit on my couch all day. You know, so I'm not asking you to, but I'm asking you to. He told me this. When the hell was it last time we went down there? It was a while ago. It was like 6, 7 months ago, or whenever, maybe 6 months ago. I can't remember. But he told me back then. He said, I'd like to see you decrease hours in work because your back just isn't going to put up with it. There's all this bending and twisting and lifting heavy things. Really shouldn't be doing it anymore. So I don't know. I'll have to think about it, give it some thought, and yeah, I don't know. Try to enjoy a retired life instead of out working so much. I mean, I can do it. I just, what the hell am I gonna do all day? Like today, I've got nothing to do, and I tell you what, I've been bored. I like keeping active, and it's the thing that's been keeping me healthy. But now this doctor is not wanting me to work as much. He said you can continue everything else you're doing, but this work stuff that you're doing it's reversing the injections that we're giving you. The injections are supposed to keep your whatever it's called, whatever, in a certain state, and he looks at the x-rays and they look like they've been there for 15 years and deteriorating. And he said after a year it shouldn't look like that. Well, that's because you're bending and twisting and doing whatever so many times that it's actually wearing down the cortisone injection quicker than it should. And like he said, I can tell that by looking at your x-rays. You're good up here, but I look down here at your L1 and L2, you're coming apart. Your L4 and your L5 is back to rapid deterioration. And the only reason that rapid deterioration is happening is because I'm doing things that I shouldn't, and he can tell that by looking at it. So, well, yeah, I haven't exactly stopped working. My mom looked at him, she said, well, I didn't know he was working. He never told me. Well, he is, and I know he is by looking at the x-ray. And she looked at me and said, how long have you been doing this computer? I said, well, the last, solidly for about the last 20 years. It's like, well, she knew some of it, but she thought I'd pretty much quit in the last 10 years. And she was kind of surprised last time we were down there that I was still working as much as I am. And she asked me today, are you still out working 14-hour days? Like, well, not 14-hour days, but my last one was, 8.5. And she told me, she said, you know what Jewison's going to tell you? It's like, I know what he's going to tell me. I just haven't come up with a counter. I got to counteract what he's going to tell me. He wants me to quit, and I'm going to say, well, I'm not going to quit, but I don't know. I got to think about it. Hello, P. Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to have is for I can never say that word because my tongue twists every time I say it. I have 4 herniated discs from L5 down to L1. I have the 5th one that he said eventually they're gonna have to do something with that one, but he said for right now it's hanging in there. They don't need to mess with that one. They're just worried about L4 to L3, L2. So they said they're doing better than they have been, but then he also admitted, my mom said that he also admitted a lot of it's a weather change. We just came out of a harsh winter. Now we're kind of going into kind of a soft spring, which that's the way it's always been until June. We'll be in the low 50s until about June 10th, 12th. Then we go from the 50s, we'll jump right into about 78, 80 degrees. So we go from somewhat cool to boiling hot. So I don't know. Working, keeping jobs and keeping doing this and doing that. Doing what I'm doing today is probably gonna have to change. So you might see me more on YouTube than out there. Which I don't know. I guess it'd be okay with some people, but I'd like to spend more time on YouTube and trying to get this YouTube thing going, but work keeps getting in the way. That's why you don't see me doing many uploads. Besides but doing my live streams. I've been thinking about doing uploads. I did one the other day, and I said I wasn't going to do my live stream or whatever, but I don't know. According to my mom, I don't got money issues to worry about. She knows me and her and my dad. They just don't like me spending it. Yeah, I bet you that's gonna call her. She's gonna call me back. You just call me? Yeah, because I was trying to clear your number off my phone and it may not even show up. So, but that's how my world is going. Things are going fine, but I don't know. As far as the working world, trying to do that at the same time I'm doing everything else, may have to get slimmed down quite a bit. So I don't know. I got a couple people I gotta talk to, and I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna work that because I don't want to just going to doing absolutely nothing. Doing absolutely nothing sounds fun, but in reality, compared to what I've been doing every day, it sounds god awful. So I don't know. We'll work something out. Um, I think he's gonna have to slowly back me off of work. I'm just not gonna quit cold turkey. Not to mention, if I did that, everybody would be complaining. Where'd you go? Why'd you quit? Well, I didn't quit. I don't know. I gotta talk to Bob, Nate, and Joe, and Darren, and all those guys, and see what I can do to kind of transfer things off to them a little bit. I mean, I'm just not gonna just like I said up and quit. I'm gonna just kind of slowly transition this to one day I just won't show up anymore. And that's gonna happen sooner than later, unfortunately, because I don't like what Jewison told my mom, and I don't like what my mom told me as to how bad my back is getting. She thought it was kind of stabilized. I thought you were doing rather good. You're not complaining. Well, no, I'm not complaining because it ain't hurt. Well, it's kind of hurting, but not enough for me to complain a lot. Um, Sitting in these just chairs doesn't do me any good. So, but like I said, we'll figure something out and we'll try to do something around here. I don't know. Well, do maybe a few more live streams or something. We'll figure something out. But yeah, I think after next month, I think me and working may have to go our separate ways. I don't know. Um, I'm not really surprised Jewison called my mom because Jewison knows he's not going to get a hold of me. Because I know he's tried calling me before, and I always have my phone on silent. And the only reason I know I get text messages because the phone's sitting right here. And I see the phone light up and say text message from whoever. I usually answer those, but phone calls, no. I usually leave my phone on silent. I get more junk phone calls than I get regular phone calls, so I just leave it on silent, and that's why the world can't get a hold of me or some reason like that. But anyway, anyhow, I'm gonna call it quits on this live stream. I've yacked long enough. Probably yacked on too long. Yeah, Ghetto, you just got here, and I'm wanting to shut it down. So I saw you playing your game earlier. I was gonna sit there and watch it, but then I figured now I got other things I gotta do, and I had a live stream to tend to. So, but I'm just closing it up. It's 2:40. I gotta go out and walk around for a while. I was out biking earlier today, and I really don't feel like going out there biking anymore. It's a little bit breezy. Not exactly what I'd call warm. Everybody else will. Hell, there's people out there walking in shorts and thinking it's a beautiful 85-degree day, even though we're only 48 degrees. And not all that warm, but some people are alluding to the summertime and wearing shorts and a short sleeve shirt. And I rode past the guy and I thought, dude, it's only 48 degrees. You're wearing shorts. Oh, it makes me cold thinking of it. I don't think I would do that. I don't think I'm that brave. 48 degrees, a little breezy, and that guy's out in shorts. I know we're wanting summer, guys, but don't push it that far. I guess there's guys that just they can just do that. I'll be wearing my jackets until it's in the 60s. That's how I don't like the cold. I don't like being cold. So if I think I'm gonna be cold outside, I'll put jackets on. Even when it's 75 degrees. If I think I'm gonna get cold and they're gonna sit in the shade, I can't show you. Yeah, this here is what I wear. And it's black. It's thin. And this is what I wear when it's 68, 70 degrees outside. And everybody else would be boiling to death, but it's 68 degrees, almost 70. It's almost chilly for me because I'm so damn skinny. I mean, from up here, I've got no insulation, so when it's 68 degrees, everybody else is boiling to death, and I'm almost to the point of being cold. So I'll grab this, and people will just laugh at me. You're going to wear that at 68 degrees. Yes, because I'm chilly. They just shake their heads like, wow. Well, yeah. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Hope you all have a good day. I think we're seeing mostly people here from tonight's show. Arizona Butterfly Kisses, hello. I think I better start paying attention to chat here for just a little bit. Well, yeah, I'm not seeing anything else in chat unless somebody else has got something else to say. You might want to say it because I'm going to hang it up here pretty doggone quick. We're already long over what I wanted to go over. Trying to cut these off at a half hour, but sometimes when I start talking, I don't shut up like I'm supposed to, so. But that's it, guys. I'm going to go walk outside, get some exercise. Maybe take the stairs a couple of times. And I'll catch most of you tonight on Zoom. And for the rest of you, like P and Arizona Butterfly Kisses, if you want to catch my live streams, I am live every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 o'clock Central Time. That's 2 o'clock Central Time in Minnesota. That's the state I live in, is in Minnesota. And that's Central Daylight Time. So next Tuesday at 2 o'clock, I'll be here, and I hope to see you here next time. And until then, guys, hope you all have a great day. Have a good one. And see you next week. Bye for now.